Good morning, you guys. Welcome to a What I Eat in a Day video. This is my first What I Eat in a Day video, and I'm finally putting one out, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's get right into it. So the first thing I do in the morning is head to the kitchen and fill up a glass of water and squeeze some fresh lemon juice in there. I just love hydrating first thing in the morning, especially after a long night of no hydration. And lemon water is just really beneficial. There's so many healthful benefits to lemon water. I love to get that natural detox, first thing in the morning. And then that is followed by my shot of ginger juice that I make myself. I usually add about an orange, maybe an apple, some lemons, lots of ginger, some turmeric, and then I blend it in a blender. I strain all the pulp with the milk bag and then, put it in a jar to consume every morning in shot form. It's not the tastiest thing at all, but it's such a gut-friendly thing to do every single day. Once I finish consuming all my liquids, I start to prep my ingredients for my breakfast. But we can't forget the fact that I'm a mom, and before I start to prepare my breakfast, I probably spent about an hour making sure my kids were fed and they were good to go. But now it's my time to eat. Today I'm making an omelet, so I'm getting all my ingredients prepped. I chopped up some spinach, diced up some onions, got some bell peppers ready, and just setting aside all of my toppings for my omelet, because I just really like to make sure that I'm getting lots of protein and veggies in the morning. I feel like that's the best way to get me started on a day. Just making sure I'm, balancing out my meals, getting all the healthy fats, healthy proteins, healthy fiber, all that stuff in the morning. Oh, and I almost forgot about my tomato. I put tomato in there too. And I'm fumbling all my eggs, about to break them, but I love that these farmers market eggs are just superb. They are great quality eggs, and that shell is hard to crack, okay? You could really tell the quality of the egg by the shell. That's the first thing that you recognize in a quality egg. So I'm heating up my pan, and I start off with some oil. I either use olive oil or butter. And then I almost forgot to prep my raw cheese. What is an omelet without cheese? But I love using raw cheese. Once I learned all about raw dairy, I never turned back, and we don't do any other dairy other than raw dairy. I promise you, if you do some research and you learn about it, you'll get on board. So once my omelet is done, I love to top it with some of my famous pickled red jalapeno peppers. I love growing jalapeno peppers and allowing them to ripen until red because they are so delicious pickled. I top it with some cilantro. I add a side of fruit. I love to have fruit along with any breakfast meal I eat. I just love to encounter that extra bit of sweetness and also the fiber in the morning. And I just really love eating an omelet. It just feels so indulging, but also all of the healthy things to start your day off. Next, I like to take my prenatal vitamins by New Chapter and then my vitamin C by Pure Synergy. Both of these are organic vitamins, and I just really make sure I take them after a meal so that I'm making sure I'm absorbing the most vitamins and minerals from my supplements. So after I've taken care of all of the necessary morning routines, I enjoy the best part of the day, which is my coffee. I've always been one to drink coffee first thing in the morning, but I've been trying to change that because I've been learning that there's more negative effects of coffee on an empty stomach than positive, and one of which is affecting your hormones negatively. So I've been trying to just do better and make sure I'm fueling up on food sources before I try to get the caffeine to jumpstart my day. I like to add pure organic maple syrup as a sweetener to my coffee, along with raw milk, Raw Farms raw milk to be exact. But during this time, there was some issues with Raw Farms raw milk, so I opted for the Three Trees Barista coconut almond milk. I can't even remember what it is exactly. It's a plant-based milk, but that is my second favorite option for my coffee. And I absolutely love this mug warmer. I got it on Amazon. Link will be in the description. Now it is lunchtime, and I usually have my lunch after my workout. And this day, this was followed by my workout. I'm just kind of putting out all of the things that I feel like I want to have in my meal. I ended up not using the spinach that I pulled out. I just chopped up some kale, some dinosaur kale. I prefer dinosaur kale over curly kale, especially for salads. I feel like curly kale is a lot more bitter. Then I sliced some bell peppers and added that to the top of my kale salad. And then this tuna is something that I made the day before. I make a very basic tuna with Primal Kitchen avocado mayo, some onions, some boiled egg, and the tuna I use is Wild Planet's albacore wild tuna. And I get the tuna from Costco. It comes in a 6-pack. It's the greatest deal if you get it at Costco. And then I always eat my Simple Mills almond flour crackers with my tuna. You can see I'm running really low. I need to go to Costco and get that. I always get it from Costco. And my salad, I dress it with the simplest thing, just some lemon, some olive oil, some black pepper. I top it with some hemp seeds, and it's delicious and the healthiest thing. I always have to have my fruit on the side. I just really try to balance everything out, making sure I'm getting all of the healthy essentials, the carbohydrates, the fiber, the protein, the fats, all that stuff is what makes a healthy gut. And I try to do that daily with every single meal. After I finish eating my lunch, I love to go straight into making dinner, especially if it's a meal that works good warmed up later right before dinner. And this meal was perfect for that because I decided to make chili and cornbread. After my beans have been soaking for some hours, I clean them. I usually like to prep them the day before and let them soak overnight, but this day I didn't get to do that, so I just kind of let them soak for a couple hours, and then I cook them in the pressure cooker for about 20 to 30 minutes. While the beans are going, I start to prep all my veggies. I'm dicing up some carrots. I'm adding some sweet potatoes to that. I'm gonna cut up my onions, a bit of tomatoes, and then once all of my veggies are chopped up, I start with my ground beef. I love to have ground beef in my chili, and it has to be ground beef that is grass-fed, organic, just great quality beef. Like, that's very important to me, and it's worth every penny in my opinion versus, mistreated beef. As my beef cooks down, I season it up with some sea salt, black pepper, paprika, chili powder, lots of chili powder. I add some garlic, some onion powder, some herbs, and then I begin to add all of my veggies and let that cook down, mixing that, stirring that, getting all the ingredients combined, and then I gotta add in some tomato paste to get more of the tomato flavor inside of my chili. Once that's been sauteing and cooking for a bit, I go ahead and add in my beans, which I forgot to mention is a combination of like pinto beans, red beans, black beans, I think. Yeah, whatever beans you want, honestly. I also make sure to add in the liquid from my beans along with some homemade bone broth. I love a good gelatinous bone broth to add more of the nutrients that I thrive for, and then I cover it up and let that cook for a bit. While I leave that to do its thing on low heat, I start making my cornbread. I love to make things from scratch. Over the years, I've just grown more and more in tune with making from scratch, and it doesn't seem like such a daunting task anymore because I do it so often. The life of convenience just brings about a lot of negative things from lack of skill and a lot of health issues just because we're not eating whole foods anymore. We're getting more and more away from that. and it's important for me to make sure that my family is eating real foods made from scratch, created by me. And this recipe, I'll also link it in the description. It is very simple and straightforward. I added sour cream to this one. I've never added sour cream to my cornbreads before, but I wanted like a more moist cornbread, and I really love the way this one came out. Once the chili and the cornbread were done, my kids wanted to eat right away. Like, they didn't even wait for their normal dinner time because this is one of their favorite meals to eat. I love topping it with Raw Farms raw cheese, some sour cream, some green onions, and I'll add a bit of cayenne pepper for spice because I would prefer adding spice to the whole pot, but you know, kids don't like spice, so it is what it is. But yeah, that sums up just about what I eat in a day. I honestly don't always eat this great. Sometimes I skip my breakfast. Sometimes I skip my lunch. I don't like to skip a meal, but sometimes life is just so busy, you know, being a mom, stay-at-home mom of 3 little ones. Like, it's not always the easiest thing to make sure that I'm eating, but it is always my goal to eat 3 meals a day, 3 healthy whole meals a day, so that I am my best. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.